Asus showed at the Mobile World Congress two new products. This is a PadFone Infinity, the successor of that successful PadFone 1 and 2. And again with that trick you have that combination of smartphone and tablet building one unit. But this time it's a lot more stylish because we have that single body aluminum back over here like on the HTC One, extreme classy, and this is again that field for antenna signals, and under this PadFone logo we have the NFC antenna, great trick, and especially we have that again that curved back like on the HTC. I hope you can see it in the video. So in the middle we have 8.9 millimeters and over here at the edge 6.1, a little bit thicker, but nevertheless it's resting great in the palm, 140 grams, and it's really great to hold and to feel, and especially it's really solid. The camera has 13 megapixel on photos and videos in full HD and has a burst mode for 8 pictures per second. And now here we go, it's Android 4.2. So we have the newest version of Android in here, and that's like on the Nexus 4. That's new here on the Mobile World Congress. All other phones I've seen are only 4.1.2. And again we have this trick that we can inside when they plug it inside. But let me first come to the processor. It's a quad-core Snapdragon 600, newest generation with 1.7 gigahertz and a RAM of 2 gigabytes. Internal memory is 64 gigabyte, and maybe there will be 32 gigabyte versions in some countries too. But you don't have a slot for micro SD card, so this is of course fixed, and the battery is fixed, and that has a capacity of 2,400 milliampere hours, so a really big one, but we have a really big screen. This is, and now here we come, a 5-inch Full HD IPS display. So the same like on the Sony Xperia Z, but IPS. So again we have that extremely high pixel density of 441 ppi. And this is of course, I hope you can see this, really sharp images, sharp texts and photos and everything. That's really fun to watch. In addition to the internal memory, you have 50 gigabyte in the cloud for 2 years. And now let's come to that trick with the let me see, what do we take? Super Note is great. So here we have a note, and as you can see, I'm right in the app and started to type, and I can just plug in that smartphone here on the back on the tablet. Now it's just shaking a little bit, and here we go. So you have the very same status where you stopped on the smartphone, right here where you start on the tablet. And again, if you have something else noted over here, and now go back to the smartphone, just plug it out and see, here we are at synchronizing in both directions. But synchronizing is not the right word, because all the memory and the brain and everything is in the smartphone, and the tablet is just thumb and stupid hardware. Just has that 10-inch display, full HD again, IPS, and a battery of 5,000 milliampere hours. Weight is 530 grams, and the weight of the smartphone is 141. And in addition, you know what you're having in your hand, but it's worth it. Let me tell it like that, because it's two devices in one. Just let me come to this, because I'm always referring to that net display size, because of that black row below on the lower end of the screen with those icons for menu and home and back and apps and everything. Now we have here that first time I see, let me go to this, that I want a white background, please, so we can see the black over here. Okay, this one is more than full HD. We have 920 by 1200 pixels, and as you know, full HD is 920 by 1080. So these additional pictures are referring to this black over here, and so you have a net display size of full HD 920 by 1080. That's great, that's what I love it. It will come first to Taiwan in April and in further countries in the second quarter. We don't know even in which ones, so we have to wait a little bit for that. The price will be 999 euros for the set with 64 gigabyte internal memory. Ouch. All right, but nevertheless, let's go back to the second phone. That's second device. That's a FonePad. PadFone Infinity FonePad. This is both devices together. It's a tablet and a smartphone built in one cover, because you see over here that icon, so you can make phone calls with it. You can hear over here there's a battery down there, so it's like the Samsung Note 8.0. It's the same idea, but it's a little bit smaller because it's a 7-inch IPS display with 800 by 1280 pixels. But nevertheless, it's a little bit better to hold because it's slimmer. Let's look from the back. It's looking like that. I don't want to do that for ours too, but nevertheless, it's a little bit easier than on the Samsung device. So that's a perfect combination. Let me call it like that, because I think it will perfectly fit into a pocket of a man's jacket. All right, aluminium unibody on the back again. Excluding this part over here, we know that from HTC, that brick, this is going with all those antenna signals. This is plastic, and as you can see here, we have that micro SIM slot and here a micro SD slot for micro SD cards, so you can add to the internal memory of 16 gigabyte with up to 32 gigabytes with this card. And the processor is a Intel Atom Z 4220, right, yeah. Single core, nevertheless, it shall be very quick like on the Motorola Razr I, and it's 1.2 gigahertz, but it's the next generation. Code name is Clover Trail, as you might know it, and it has 1 gigabyte internal RAM, but Android 4.1.2 only. The other one was 4.2, the newest generation, and this is 4.1.2, and the upgrade will follow somewhere, somehow. We have different versions of that, some with 8 megapixels and a camera on the back, but this will not come to Europe, this will come to Asian markets only. And there will be a third version with 32 gigabyte internal memory, but in most countries, and especially in Europe, we will have this version with 16 gigabyte internal memory, but no camera at all. Date, in Europe at least, will be April. And in Germany, of course, too. And we have a price of 290 euros without any tax. All right, that's for the moment from the Mobile World Congress floors from Asus. Again, we have the FonePad and the PadFone Infinity. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back soon and take care.